Savage.
This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Real news, it's not fake news.
Answer along the line.
Am I allowed to say that? Oh, I'm not political. Anyway, guys. So yeah, we're ready. 1 second.
The left are liars. Stop the fucking bullshit.
Bye. Go home to mommy.
An army or a group. It only takes one person to fight for freedom.
Savage on the suit.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I posted the daylight for Sos. By the way, that's a new thing I'm doing.
Wow, that fucking NyQuil seems to be working, man. Your voice sounds all clear.
Oh, it does. Yeah, dude, that NyQuil. How did you know?
I know everything, man. No, man, you dumbass. I seen your your TikTok, man. You gave like a weird gremlin looking face, man. You're like, ooh, keep it saucy.
Oh, hey, by the way, that's a new thing I'm doing. A day in the life of Sos.
Huh? Yeah. What is that? Could be like a weekly thing or something?
It's gonna be a daily thing because a lot of people they're like, okay, what do you actually do? And they're like, can we actually see what you do during do a random vlog? And I was like, absolutely. So I pulled out I did. Okay, you know what? Let's keep it interesting, and it's a different content, so it allows people to grow like a little bit. It lures people in to say, hey, you know, what are you actually about? It's a good mix-up.
Yeah, you sound like you're speaking a mile a minute, man. Are you on any crazy drugs or something tonight, or what, man?
Dayquil.
Yeah.
So, no, I actually got followers. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I actually got followers because of doing the day in the life of Sos.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say Twitter anymore. It's X, right?
On what?
I said you can't say you have Twitter followers anymore because isn't that shit?
X. Yeah. Oh man, that is funny.
Huh?
X. Yeah, we're gonna talk about X tonight. No, guys, not the drug X from the 70s.
Whoops, wait, did
You
I
know,
just do that?
this is something called X. You know, Elon Musk decided to change the whole brand to X.
And
The
how people are overreacting.
Yeah. Did you see the whole thing out in what was it, San Francisco the other day?
Yep. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, man, they put a fucking X on the top of the building, and it caused so much neuroticness where it actually drove attention to the areas like police department and fire department. Yeah. But is it funny? Yeah, it's funny. But like, what's funny about it is, or what's strange about it is, what's the whole X behind Twitter, or the new Twitter now of X? Like, what the hell does X mean? There's got to be a meaning behind it.
Your guess is good as mine. I'm not the. It's funny because people are like, well, why the? Well, maybe it's AI something like XI or IX.
Huh?
I think it could be related to something with that.
Yeah, it could possibly. So, yeah, man. I'm not really familiar with the whole X thing. I don't know what the whole rebranding.
Savage on the suit.
It's
something. But
well, and I also have to say though, not only with the rebranding, but I think it shows like who the real person in town is.
Who's that?
Elon Musk. They say no, I'm gonna switch it out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah. Well, you know, he got tired of. I mean, Twitter's been Twitter forever, man. All right. I mean,
It has.
So I think Elon Musk's idea rebranding it to X was, I'm gonna take this old brand of like what the early 2000s, mid 2000s, and bring it to a modern scale. I
Mhm.
think that's what his idea was. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, and I've actually noticed a difference in the X because my posts are actually now are actually getting like some kind of like attention and stuff. I'm actually getting more followers, and it's definitely I've noticed a big difference since he's actually taken over.
Hey there, folks. This is Rusty of the Main Man Channel, Main Man Channel 2, actually, on YouTube. I want to be a guest on the Savage Unfiltered podcast, Michael Gardner's podcast, and we're going to be talking about some things that need to be talked about. And those things are dangers of cell phone cloning, dangers of cell number cloning, and dangers of AI voice cloning. All those three things are connected. And folks are using all those three things for scams and nefarious activities these days. And it's something that we all need to be aware of and talk about.
Savaged.
so you think you think the platform's becoming more of a free speech platform, or
Oh, absolutely, especially the fact that him and Tucker Carlson are working together.
yeah, I see that. Like, what the hell's the backstory of that? Is he gonna make him like an executive director or something, or what?
I could see him doing that. I could
You
see him
think
act.
so?
I think so because Tucker Carlson has a huge following, and it's interesting because you watch how Tucker Carlson has like. It's interesting how you watch Tucker Carlson. He leaves Fox News, and pretty much Fox News, Fox Warner or Warner Fox, their stocks plummet. And not only that, but it shows you that you can't cancel Tucker Carlson. And there's been more people joining Twitter because of Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Here's the thing about that, Sauce. Like we're in 2023, right? About to
Yep.
hit 2024 in about what 4 or 5 months from now. I think you're going to see a lot more people, a lot more popular and you know newscasters and stuff like that leaving mainstream to go into
Yes.
platforms like podcasting and digital syndicated networks like that, where it's more unfiltered, more uncensored, more unscripted. You're going to see a lot more, and I hate to say it for fans of like, mainstream networks. I think that's going to be dying out in the next like 10 years or so, maybe less.
Especially with, especially with Fox News. Did you hear what Tucker Carlson did with Fox News? He exposed Fox News for what they really were.
They immediately recoiled when you asked any questions about January 6th. And that was a tip off to me. I mean, I had no thought in my head as I watched this happen on television and in the subsequent weeks that U.S. law enforcement or military agencies had anything to do with it. That never crossed my mind. I never thought it was a false flag or anything like that. I'm not a conspiracist by temperament. I never thought that. And then I interviewed the chief of the Capitol Police, Stephen Sund, in an interview that was never aired on Fox, by the way. I was fired before it could air. I'm going to interview him again. But Stephen Sund was the totally non-political, worked for Nancy Pelosi. I mean, this was not some right-wing activist. He was the chief of the Capitol Police on January 6th. And he said, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
that
how
crowd was
saying that
filled.
they donated to the Satanic Temple in Brazil, and how they supported like the Planned Parenthood and like all Democratic leftists, and they actually gave billions of dollars to like the BLM movement and stuff, and they're actually really not conservative as we thought he was. And Tucker Carlson all exposed that on Twitter Live.
Yeah, I seen that in a there was like a YouTube short
Yeah.
that somebody posted the other day where Tucker Carlson basically said that Fox News is not really conservative, like you said.
What are your thoughts? Does that look? Does that?
Fox News, that they're nothing but hypocrites. That damn network they care about nothing but sponsorship and publicity. That's all it is. Dude, mainstream media, Sauce, has been nothing but what it is today. It's not about news. It's not about, back in the day when I grew up on news, You had like the weather, the local news, and world news. That was it. You didn't have all this biased shit that you see today. You know?
Yeah, and not only that, but the local news and stuff, it was actual news, and the
Yeah.
world news was actually news, and they didn't regurgitate old news and like resurface it. Well, and what I also found out to be interesting is, along with Twitter and stuff, did you hear that President Trump is like, okay? Can I talk to you about this stuff? Because I've been posting this on my TikTok. I've been posting this about all that. Can we talk about how Putin is like bringing all the African countries together, and how how America is like totally missing out on it, and that they're too focused about like Ukraine and stuff, and they're not like looking at what's happening in like in the Middle East and all that. Can we talk
Yeah,
about that
man.
and how?
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Where you just mentioned something where President Putin of Russia is wanting to bring what African countries together. What the hell's up with that?
Is to draw one big alliance, and I'm going to post this on my TikTok on the quick Sos Report. So this past week, all the over 20 different African countries had one big summit in Moscow, Russia, and they all signed a treaty talking about how Russia is going to provide grain for them, and Russia is going to provide them like economic support and oil, and how but all they have to do is like they are going to combine militaries, and how the African countries are now rooting for Russia, and other African countries are actually going to deploy troops to help out the Russian military in their combat towards Ukraine, and now that but North Korea as well. And
Oh,
but America, and what I've been also finding out is that America's been way too focused about like about Joe Biden being on the beach, and about him being just like not being all there, and you have Mitch McConnell just turning a blind eye and just freezing in the middle of the stage. This shows you that America is not a superpower anymore. What are the countries that we truly support? That is nobody. And the Ukraine is holding this country by our balls. Whatever Zelensky wants, he gets from America, and that's it. And that's the only country he
yeah.
gets it from.
Yeah, I seen that. I was talking to a gentleman the other day here in Miami because I'm still on vacation, guys, in Miami. Recording this episode in my Airbnb here in South Beach. I was talking to this gentleman in Miami, and I didn't realize how conservative Miami is actually becoming, Sus. It was never like this. Miami was very liberal, very somewhat leftist, Democratic run city. And it's pretty much turning the table a little bit. And I was talking to this Cuban. Well, now he's an American citizen. He came to this country in the early '90s as an immigrant, fleeing from the regimes of Fidel Castro. Everybody remembers that, where they had immigrants camping under expressways and over near I-95 in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. And I was asking him about, what's going on. Like, what do you think about the politics and everything with Russia and Ukraine and everything? And he was telling me the same thing, Sas. He says, it's pretty pathetic, Michael, that a country so powerful such as the United States of America is literally like kissing the ass of Zelensky.
Yeah.
Everything that Zelensky requests and demands from our government here in the United States, Joe Biden literally says, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, and literally just keeps on funding and funding and funding. What's going to hurt this country, Sauce, is when we can't afford to send any more. And at the time, we're going to lose everything with our federal funding that's supposed to go to appropriate programs such as Wounded Warriors, the veterans of this country, and other programs. We're not going to have enough money, Sauce, because
No.
we're going to be bankrupt by then.
Well, not only that, but we had, I don't know about yesterday, or is it yesterday? No, today, the Congress voted today on whether to fund the VA, and guess
Yeah.
what the number was?
I couldn't imagine.
Guess how many Democrats supported funding the VA?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was basically like almost a landslide turnout for the Democrats. They all voted yes for that, didn't they?
No, they all voted no. Not one
Oh no,
Democrat.
excuse me. Yeah, they voted no. I had it backwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
they all voted no, with the exception of all Republicans that voted yes. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that disgusting? The fact that they don't want to support our VA, our veterans and stuff. To me, that's just it blows my mind, and it shows you what they're really at and how they don't really care about. They don't really. I hate to say it, but I'm going to say this on air, and I'm not going to regret it. The Democratic Party, they hate the fact that America is free. They hate the fact that we have men and women that have died for this country, and they would rather spit and shame on those who serve this country. And I've seen
Yeah.
it firsthand when I would testify and when I would like speak on Capitol Hill and stuff. The fact that they would spit and tell me to go back to my country, it just blows my mind. And that shows you the true colors of the so-called Democratic Party, who is accepting of everybody. But unless if you hate the police and you hate the military, then you can go. But now here's the new thing. Okay, in the state of Illinois, the governor passed a bill stating that illegal immigrants can now become police officers and now can protect our streets. That just blows my mind, and that's actually coming off Fox News. And I said, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Well, this country, the whole state of Illinois is going to go into hell in a handbag."
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I completely agree with what you're saying, Sauce. I really do. And you state that Democrats are becoming the party that hate freedom. They hate having United States citizens to have that right of their liberties, right? They hate that.
yeah,
But what baffles me is that this is not the same Democratic Party that we're speaking about in 2023.
no,
They were never like this, us.
no,
They were similar to Republicans, but I was always explained by my grandparents that Democrats were always a little different than Republicans. Okay, they were like looked as like the poor party, right? They
yeah,
were always for like the poor party, and the Republicans were for the private, enterprise of Americans. The Republicans wanted growth in this country, but the Democrats were like, it's okay. If you don't have it today, we'll help you.
yeah,
They were almost looked as like a welfare type of party,
yeah. But now it's interesting because you see the shift and you see how they're treating Robert
Yeah.
Jr. Kennedy. You see how they're turning their backs on him. And Robert Kennedy, he's a Democratic Party that I'm used to, where they're like their traditional one. But now they're like they've gotten so like progressive, they've gotten so woke, where they go after anybody that doesn't think like them. And if you think differently, then they shun you. And they call you out and they attack you. But they won't attack themselves, and they're so they have such a big double standard that's actually grotesque to see. And the fact that the Biden administration rejected Robert Kennedy's request to have Secret Service since he's actually running for president, that shows you where they're really at. And as a matter of fact, did you know that is actually a U.S. law saying that any presidential candidate running for president has to have Secret Service with them, has to have at least like 2 Secret Service agents with them? And the fact that got rejected by the Biden administration just blows my mind.
Yeah, I think that's a requirement. And how you said it got denied from the Biden administration? Like,
got
what
denied,
was the
yeah.
reason behind that? I heard bits and pieces of it, but I want to get your insights on it. Like, they denied that. Why did they denied that? That doesn't make sense.
Welcome to Zombie Coffee and Donuts. How can I help you? Can I help you? Oh, is this your order? Here you go. Have a nice day.
Zombie tested, zombie approved. Watch End of Life on Facebook at End of Life Series.
I like it. Yep, it's mine. The prices blow my mind. I feel so rich. Oh yeah. I feel like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. Okay, I'm shopping like a billionaire. Let's go. I'm shopping like a billionaire. I get it straight from the makers. I'm shopping like a billionaire.
Download the Temu app and shop like a billionaire.
Savaged, unfiltered.
It doesn't make sense whatsoever. And they deny it.
Why are they denying it? But, like, here's something that they don't want to deny. Like, you had Joe Biden literally come out, which I thought was very, very surprisingly, and I want to get into this here, that Joe Biden, there was a question that was addressed to Joe Biden earlier today, folks, where they said, Mr. President, are you going to pardon your son the charges? And Joe Biden came out and said, no, I will not pardon my son. Did you hear that? He said he will not pardon his son.
But look at the big picture though. His answer might change like tomorrow.
Yeah, but even though he's incoherent and complacent on a lot of different things, he's actually smart by not pardoning his son, because there is a handler and an aide, okay, folks, that's probably whispering in Joe's ear, okay, like they always do, okay, and say,
can I
Mr.
say
President, it's not a good political strategy to pardon your son. Because if he pardons his son, Sash, you know what that's going to do for him in the 2024 election?
That's going to kill his campaign. Well, hasn't his campaign already died? He's like, I bet Obama said this. Oh, okay, Biden. Hey, you know what? I'll give you this little girl, or you can sniff her hair. All you have to say is no, okay? Just 2 words.
Come on, man.
And, oh, good boy. All right, here you go. Here you go. You can sniff this girl now because you did exactly what we said. And then, it's so disgusting. And now but it's interesting that my question is, why hasn't anyone really held them accountable? I mean, let's think about it. They've had the Biden administration, clearly there's criminal acts going on with Ukraine and with the laptop and with when he was vice president and how he kept classified information, and the list can go on. But they're slow stepping the impeachment process, and it's like it's like it blows my mind. But then the DOJ is going to go after, and the Democrats are going to go like jaw over President Trump. And now, according to President Trump and according to
they're working on another indictment. I seen that come out just the other day, that they're trying to work up another indictment, and President Trump is actually questioned by a Newsmax correspondent asking the president, Mr. Trump, we have some type of intel saying that there's a new indictment in the works. And President Trump was like, yeah, I expect this to happen within the next week or two. This is the former president, Sas, expected another indictment.
Yep.
I mean, that's sad, president, to expect this, because that's the new norm we live under. A corrupted DOJ, a corrupted FBI system. I mean, this is not the same United States that I once grew up under when I was like 10, 15, 20 years old. I mean, we've gone so far past the leftists as a country. We're damn near, if anything, we're probably just almost as worse as communist China.
And Russia.
Yeah. I mean,
and can I also state this though?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know the Wagner Group, the one that like met with the whole Wagner Group, and I was trying to overthrow Russia. How come the Wagner Group all suddenly fell silent? I mean, shouldn't that and that's one thing I want to actually kind of touch on. That shows you that, Putin doesn't mess around, but then he gets rid of his political adversaries. But are we doing the same thing? So I thought we're supposed to be different from Russia, not the same. And clearly we are. It feels like, and Michael, this truly feels like I'm back in my home country. and I hate to say that.
Well, Sus, this is the same exact question that Joseph and I had questioned to our Ukrainian guest that we had on again.
Oh boy,
guys, check out that library. There's a set of questions that we asked Mr. Grover that was invited back on the show for part 2. And we asked the same questions to him, Sas. And you know what we got? The same exact answers that we got on for part 1, which folks, Sas was on that show on part 1. And Sas drilled him and drilled him and drilled him because Sas, he couldn't answer a damn question. This is like literally. I mean, why are we funding Ukraine? Why isn't the United States more focused on the problems here in the homeland than other countries that have foreign conflict? I mean, Ukraine and Russia, right, Sas? I know you're a former citizen of Russia, but you came here as a very, very young boy, and you really don't remember so much. But you have to understand, Sas. Let Russia and let Ukraine worry about their own problems.
Yep.
Why do we have to continue funding a nation that literally, at the end of the day, can care two shits about us?
Yeah, they don't care about America. And because Zelensky, you can tell that Zelensky doesn't care about anybody but himself. Because if he truly actually was like a presidential, like if he was actually a true president and stuff, he would actually dress up and not like visit countries. It's like Zelensky mocks like the world stage. You know, it's like, oh well, I can just dress in my PJs and I can just go around touring the world, can make $10 million a month, and oh well, and because like I see actual footages of like Ukraine's not even in a war, like in some parts. And it's like everything's all hunky dory, and that the military in Ukraine has received a massive pay increase, and that the people in the military in Ukraine are driving like really nice cars, they're buying really nice houses, but then Ukraine is going after people of faith, going after churches, arresting people. So we're supporting a country that does that. That shows you where we are heading as a republic, or I meant as a fascist country. And
Yeah.
I'm going to reiterate this too. America doesn't stand for democracy. We are a constitutional republic. The moment you say democracy is the moment that you are willing to kiss your freedom goodbye. And the moment this country turns democracy, I'd rather go to prison because I'd rather go to prison fighting for our freedoms instead of fighting for democracy. Democracy is
Well, you know what,
wanted.
let me chime in here, buddy. Yeah, let me chime in for 1 second.
Yeah,
you know,
sorry.
you mentioned something very, very interesting. Like you see videos, like real videos, none of that, social media garbage that the media, paints it out. Oh, Ukraine is getting blown up. I'm sure they are, folks. I'm sure they are. Okay, just like any other war, right? I mean, but this war is not your typical war, where people are fighting to defend their freedoms and honors. No, this is a war that literally never should have taken place. This is a war about money laundering. This is a war about supremacy. This is a war about a lot of ridiculous nonsense shit. Okay. But like literally, Sas makes a good point. They show pictures of people driving nice cars, living the life that you would see here in the United States. I really do believe, Sas, that as like a political circus for narratives, for little like selling points to get people stirred up. I really do. I really believe that.
Yeah, it's actually grotesque, and it's actually very. And I'm like, this would have. And the thing is, like President Trump said, the whole Ukraine thing would have never happened if he was reelected.
No.
The whole Ukraine thing would have never ever happened because he had a good relationship with Putin, and he had a good relationship with him, and he also had a good relationship with Zelensky. And this showed you that, once Joe Biden came in and he pulled out the troops, this showed you that, you know what, this shows you like how Putin doesn't really respect America at all. Because, I mean, even I don't respect our own country because this our own country. We don't focus on actual issues. We focus on whether like banning books and the Biden administration saying that, well, we got to worry about extremists from within, so we got to make, we got to worry about like pushing the like extremists and let's name label each other and let's divide each other within inside. That's not a true country, you know.
Well, let me ask you a question here, Sos. Like where do you think the respect got lost between the United States, Russia, China, North Korea? Where do you think the respect has gotten? Because obviously we've seen a very, very fast, rapid difference between Biden and Trump. Like, where do you think the difference came in?
So the difference,
yeah.
So there's a major difference. I spoke to President Trump myself. It's the way you carry yourself, the way that you and like how when you speak with authority, and how you speak like a businessman, and also it's the way you carry yourself and who are your true friends and who are your not, and even keeping your enemies close. You know, but Joe Biden, he's been a politician for over 60 plus years. All he is in it for is catering down to like money and saying who can get the most money, and like is willing to compromise his own morals.
Thus, he cares about his lobbyists. He cares about his special donors. Yeah, that's a career politician. Yeah, you make an excellent point. Donald Trump's not a politician, folks. We understand that. Donald Trump is a businessman that ran the country as a business, okay? Things that didn't work out, he was quickly a person to literally get it out, okay? That doesn't work, nope, get it out. That works, keep it in. That's the way you run a country, like a business, right? If things don't work out, quickly get them out of there, okay? Because all you're doing is wasting your time, and you're wasting millions upon millions of citizens' time. Yeah.
You don't like, for instance, this one 4-star general in the military, like he was Secretary of Defense. You don't like him, you're out. You don't like Bill Barr, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be your friend. You're out, and replace with somebody new. I mean, that's why there was a high turnover, because he expects more people. When he appointed people into his White House and stuff, he wanted to get things done.
Well, here's something here you just touched on, like his cabinet. I was just reading this past week that four former cabinet members, have spoken out and gave their reactions on a possible Trump reelection victory. I know
Bill Barr.
Bill Maher was one of them. Bill Maher actually is doing everything in his power right now, Sos, to try to get Trump not reelected.
Yeah.
He's turning against Trump. At one time, he loved Trump. Like, what do you think the difference maker is right now with Bill Maher? Bill Maher speaking out against President Trump. Like, where's the disloyal right there with Bill Maher? Let's touch on Bill Maher, because then I want to go to somebody else that came out and spoke in support of President Trump. But why do you think Bill Maher's trying to do everything he can to get President Trump not to win the primary next year?
So I want to make a correction on it. So it's Bill Barr. Bill Barr, because Bill Maher has been a progressive.
I said Bill Barr. Yeah. I meant to say Bill Barr. Yeah. Bill Maher is the HBO idiot. But go ahead.
Yeah. So the reason why Bill Barr is like really sour is because Bill Barr thought he was going to have a cushion job for a long time, and the fact that he only lasted for like about a week, it actually is humiliating, and that's why he's like really ticked off at President Trump, because he didn't do his job. So he's like thinking, well, I'm going to try everything. It's like that boss, when your boss fires you like about a week into your job because you didn't do your job correctly, like a good boss should. You're going to get sour, so you're going to do everything and anything to make sure that he doesn't, get the Boss of the Year award. You're going to write bad reviews, so you're going to like go after him, all because you didn't do your job right. And I agree with President Trump. I agree. You don't do your job, you're done. Like his famous phrase, you're fired. Because DC's not supposed to be a cushion job, like he said. Part of draining the swamp is bringing in people temporarily to get the job done, not sit in DC and like Mitch McConnell freezing up and saying, "Oh, whoopsies, I didn't mean to do that," or having Dianne Feinstein.
Savaged, unfiltered.
My fellow Americans, it looks like some things have changed. Are we doing a good enough job teaching our children what America is and what she represents?
You want an abortion? Get one!
Younger parents aren't sure that an appreciation of America is the right thing to teach modern children.
We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great.
When I drive into a neighborhood and there are American flags, it's a message of white supremacy.
I'm warning of an eradication of the American memory that could result in an erosion of the American spirit.
We need to completely dismantle the police department.
If we forget what we did, we won't know who we are. We've got to do a better job of getting across that America is free, and freedom is special and rare. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of enterprise. As long as we remember our first principle and believe in ourselves, the future will always be ours. Ours was the first revolution in the history of mankind that truly reversed the course of government, and with three little words: we the people. We the people are free.
Pick up your copy of America's Political Warfare, Our Modern Civil War, available on Amazon.com and other platforms December 30th. Get it today.
Well, here's the thing, it's like you make a good point. It's like a business, right? It's like a corporation, right? Like you're not going to keep somebody, like Sos said, guys. You're not going to keep somebody in a role, okay, or a part of that company, okay, that's not completing the job correctly, not getting the task done on a responsible level in a timely manner. Okay, if they're not doing the job correctly, get them the hell out of there. Hire somebody different. Okay. And that's the way it should be. Now, I want to move to this next cabinet member, former cabinet member Linda McMahon. Now, those who are not aware of Linda McMahon, she ran the Small Business Administration.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Linda McMahon, folks, is she knows Donald Trump very, very well. She knows him on a personal level and also on a business level. There was a lot of storylines when she was aligned with World Wrestling Entertainment with her husband, Vince McMahon. Okay. And Linda McMahon basically gave a non-open discussion comment. Okay. What I mean by that, Sos and folks here, is when they ask Linda McMahon on her support and her reaction or comments on former President Donald Trump, on if he should rerun in 2024, she basically gave that comment on, I have no comment, and I would like to leave the comment off the record. Now, what that means, Sos, is that it could be a personal scale, where if she does get into a personal scale, she doesn't want to leave it as a conflict of interest because of the personal relationship she had with Donald when he was aligned with World Wrestling Entertainment all those years ago with storylines. So I you have to respect that. You know what I mean?
100%. I, of course, respect her. Because the thing is that you don't want to break that friendship.
Yeah. You don't want to break the friendship, and you don't want to break a possibly, reformed cabinet, role. I could totally see Donald Trump bringing her back in as, head of Small Business Administration, which I thought she ran very well. She literally turned small business literally 360 degrees, a lot better than the former Barack Obama administration. I mean, she had small business flourishing. You know what I mean?
Well, and then I have a question for you then. So hypothetically, if President Trump does get reelected, do you see Diana White running do you see Diana White, like the guy that started the UFC fighting? Because he's been making a lot of appearances with President Trump, and Diana White's been like touting about how wonderful leader he is and how he saved his UFC career, and now it's like a multi-billion-dollar franchise. I see him actually being part of his cabinet. What are your thoughts? I thought about that for the past couple days.
I thought of seeing possibly Dana White being part of that. Okay. But here's my analysis and here's my prediction on that, Sos. Okay. I want to give a prediction on, I mean, I can kind of see how Donald Trump runs things, okay, and how he picks cabinet members. He picks cabinet members and people part of his circle, so to speak, on, well-endowed decisions, okay, on people that he believes that will fit the role correctly, accurately, and responsibly. Now, I can't see Dana White because Dana White is too much of like a playboy. He's too much into the entertainment, and you really can't hold him seriously. Yeah, he's a businessman. He runs UFC very well, but I could see Donald Trump picking possibly here's something that people are not expecting me to say, or maybe haven't even thought of this. Let's go with the MyPillow guy, Mike Lindell. Yeah, let's go with him. That could be a high possibility, Sos.
What do you see Mike Lindell as? I think he could be Secretary of Interior Design.
Or small business.
Yeah, oh yes, that one too.
Because you've been seeing him at a lot of rallies. I mean, he's basically out just about every damn rally that there is. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
He's always making public appearances, and he's always giving like hints. If you listen to some of his speeches and interviews, you will hear it very, very closely.
Yeah. Well, and did you also hear that the polls came out, the new polls? Okay, man, I'm going to hit Ron DeSantis, and I hope that one of his campaign staffers hear him. Okay, why don't you tap out, like, Ron DeSantis, if you're listening to this, just call your campaign and quits. Don't do damage unless you, don't do damages. Because when you draw 80,000 people in South Carolina for a rally, and you draw like 40,000 plus people per rally, and you feel like a sold out stadium, that shows you something. And you're only sitting on like millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on your campaign, and you're self-funding it. That also shows you something that he's like, President Trump is passionate. I mean, Ron DeSantis, it's not your time. Fix Florida first. Like, worry about Florida first and worry about what's going on there. Not traveling all around, and that's all I have to say, because he's hurting his political career by running right now.
Home internet, what a pain in the... Hey, neighbor! Try T-Mobile, it sets up so fast. It's like Wi-Fi that runs on 5G. Home internet from T-Mobile? Wait till you see. Tell me more, tell me more. One cord's all that you need. Tell me more, tell me more. Don't you worry about speed. I can't believe it, it's just $50. Why pay more? Paying more sucks. T-Mobile home internet seems too good to be true. But that's what T-Mobile can do. Tell me more, tell me more.
Yo, these are the bomb! And they're air-popped, not fried.
Popcorners. You're an artist.
Actually, Jesse, it's just basic ingredients. No, we don't eat our own supply.
Mr. White!
Jesse.
Everyone's gonna want to taste. What are these? We call them popcorners.
Type!
We've got 6 signature flavors, Joe.
7! You make 7! 7 works.
Yeah.
Stay away from my wife.
Hi, I'm Ben Stiller. My job as an actor is making you believe what you're seeing is real. Louise, will you? The pain is real.
That the cold is real. Don't say that about yourself. I know.
The friendship is real.
The real is real.
But it's not real, it's just acting. Wow, that's like really good. Or was I just acting? Only way to know is to try it for yourself.
Savage. Unfiltered.
He is. He's hurt in his political career as a governor for the state of Florida. I like Ron DeSantis as a governor here for the state of Florida, guys, because I reside in Florida, which I'm about to be leaving in a couple months to head back up to Georgia to live full time. But I mean, he does wonders for the state of Florida, right? He's created good border security around the entire state of Florida. And when I say the word wonders, right, I said that, and I got a comment from a individual, which I won't plug the screen name because I don't want to give him free publicity. But I thought it was an idiotic comment in the response of what I had said. I said this prior to an episode, Sas, when Joseph was on, and we were talking about the difference between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. And I said, Joseph, I said, Ron DeSantis has done wonders for this state. Really. I mean, he's done wonders. And as soon as I said that, I plugged that clip in, Sauce, to TikTok. And as soon as I said that, I get a comment from this idiot. Wonders? What wonders has Ron DeSantis done for the state of Florida?
Yeah.
Like, how do people not see that?
Yep.
He's government material, Sas. Don't get me wrong, but presidential material, no, I don't think he holds that strength. Only
Not
certain
yet.
people hold that strength, and I don't think Ron has it.
Not yet. I mean, don't count him out yet, but not.
No, I don't want to count him out yet. Let him build up his strength and his talking points.
Yep.
I mean, he hasn't. You got to remember, Sas. Ron DeSantis, he wasn't always, bold with his vocabulary, in his latest speeches. He's only become this way in the last, maybe 3 years?
Yeah.
Look at Donald Trump. His vocabulary, the way he speaks, he's been speaking like this since the 80s,
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but then you also look at this, though. When you are leading by 37 points, when you're leading by double digits, I mean, it's not just I would probably say something different if it wasn't such a massive blowout lead.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was by 10 points, I might be like, okay, well, this is going to be a good race to watch. But 37 points in the Iowa primary polls and 37 points overall, I'm like, okay, that's kind of just humiliating.
Yeah, it is humiliating.
Let's think about it. I mean, do you really want to reelect a governor that was trailing by 37 points? And the second person is the third person, which is Ramsey, not Gordon Ramsay, or not that Ramsey, but he's he's almost creeping up on Ron DeSantis by he's only within a 5-point margin. That kind of is really not very good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Sauce. Everybody knows who your GOP primary pick's going to be. I mean, if you don't know now, guys, then I'm sorry. You're either manipulated, brainwashed, or you do know, but you're just not adult enough to admit it. We all know that Donald Trump's going to be the primary GOP candidate for the 2024 general election. We all know that. I mean, leftists, fascocrats, socialists in this country, Democrats in this country, they know about that. They know that. They're trying so hard. And let me say this as we close it out, Sas. I predict another pandemic. That's the mix here. And I want to say it's going to happen around the holidays. And why do I say the holidays? Because it's the perfect time to brew it up, right?
Yep.
They're going to brew something up in the pot around November, December, possibly a little bit after the summer, going into the fall, then going into the holidays. Right around that time frame, they're going to get the hysteria up, just like they did with COVID. And it's gonna last all the way till next October, November, right before the 2024 election. And they're gonna say, I don't know what it is, Sauce, but I predict it. I have a couple of thoughts in my head what it possibly could be of what we're seeing right now in the political field, with the indictments and Russia and Ukraine and inflation. and stuff like that. I could see possibly a food scare, or I could see uh, they're going to probably bring the gases into it, the fuel and the oil. It's going to be a couple things. I can predict. I know, because every election sauce has a pandemic or an epidemic. Every election has one.
Or it's going to be like some kind. Well, and I hope this doesn't happen, but it's probably going to be along with that. Don't forget about the gun violence, and that there's going to be some kind of mass casualty, and it's going to be blamed on the MAGA Republicans, and that's going to
Well,
be. And then
we see that under President Trump when he was president, right? We've seen a lot of riots. We've seen a lot of people, going against the police force and everything else. So yeah, that possibly could be coming back.
Yeah.
But guys, we're gonna close it out. I want to thank you for tuning into this episode here. I want to give a friendly reminder to check out Sos, as he's going to be returning back to the airwaves on August 17th, right, Sos?
August 17th. And the cool thing is, I keep on tune with my Instagram and my social media feed as I'm doing this day in the life of Sauce, and I've been very heavily present on social media. You probably have noticed that, Michael, where I've been heavily present on it to try to keep people in tune and say, hey, don't lose. I'm very excited to hear and I also am doing a quick Sos report. But I'm trying new things. I'm trying to add a little bit more of a context and more kind of make it more fun to say, hey, this is what I kind of do. This is my normal life. How it's actually very hectic.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, guys. Yeah, also a couple more announcements, and then I'm going to get you guys out of here of whatever you'd like to do. Join us, guys, on August 10th for a special live stream, as I will be making an appearance on the Miss Liz Tea Time YouTube channel. Miss Liz out in Canada, guys. You're going to check me out on that show. It's going to be rather interesting. And as we're going to be welcoming back Rusty, our good friend Rusty from the state of Tennessee. We're going to be talking about the dangers of cloning, guys, right? Cell phone cloning and personality and name cloning, excuse me. So you're going to want to check that out, guys, as we talk about the dangers of cloning. It's a very, very important topic that needs to be discussed here in America. So other than that, guys, I think that's about it, right? Oh, one more thing. Yeah. If you haven't heard, guys, Savage Unfiltered has a brand new coffee and whey protein products out. We have two coffee products out, Toxic Heat and Savage Army, in both Brazilian blend and New Zealand blend, guys. If you head over to Savage Army Extras storefront.live, okay? Check it out, guys. Amazing, amazing products. As we're going to be dropping a brand new product featuring Sauce here. We call him Cousin Sauce on the show. You can grab some brand new products here for Sauce here. Give a little support to Sauce and everything. It helps out, as well as developing a brand new coffee blend of Sauce. So you want to check that out, guys. The coffee blend will be more patriotic and everything else that fits his role, and it's gonna be a little religious too. It's gonna be an organic type of coffee. You're not gonna want to miss that out. I think I said all my announcement, guys. The website will be launched later this week. It's still in our soft launch, so you're going to want to check that out, as Savage Unfiltered will have its official website along with its other websites. So amazing stuff. And as always, guys, check us out on Saturdays for our live stream on Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and soon to be on TikTok. That's all the announcements I got. Sasha, you got any announcements you want to make, man, before we leave? Or
Absolutely. So I want to make a special announcement. So I would like to, first of all, state this. So on the Sos Report, we have like Michael Gardner from Savage Unfiltered. He's good. We're still co-hosts. He's my co-host. So any of those rumors stating that Michael has like parted ways and stuff from the Sos Report and stuff, those are all false. I've had people message me and stuff and saying, "Hey, what happened? Why the fallout and stuff?" I want to just nip that in the butt. We're gonna do Sports Wednesday with Michael because football is around the corner, and we're gonna mix it up, and we're gonna have Michael on the episode a little bit more. Like, of course, we're gonna start having him coming back on the Sos Report because we'll be back on August 17th. So I just want to kill the dust or kill the rumor mill from other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, guys. I haven't left the Sos Report. I love being on the Sos Report. I love giving my sports updates and reviews on his podcast when we discuss sports or any topic for that matter. You know, it just I've been busy, and I want to give some news here before we depart here on the show. Listeners that possibly are listening to this episode from the Sos Report, guys, I haven't left Sauce's podcast or the Sos Report. It's just, you know, we've both been extremely busy, both myself and Sauce. You know, I've been busy with movie shoots and different types of projects I've been doing here in Florida and in various of different states that I've been traveling to. And of course, Sauce too. Sauce has been, you know, doing some side projects too. So we've been extremely busy, but, you know, look out for our shows, guys, as Sauce made his official announcement that he's going to be returning to the podcast on August 17th. So no, not going to want to miss that. But other than that, guys, like I always say, and I'll always continue to say, guys, keep it savage, join the Savage Army, fight for America, because our fight is more important than ever before. And like Sauce says,
remember to keep it saucy.
Take it easy, guys.